Hello, my dear friend. Today, I'm sharing my daily routine with you. My name is Emma Carter, and I live in the United States. I'm on a journey to improve my English, and every day is a step toward fluency. Learning a new language is not just about studying, it's about living it, practicing it, and making it a part of your daily life. I believe that having a structured routine is essential, not only for learning, but also for maintaining a balanced and productive life. My days are filled with moments of self improvement, practice, and real life experiences that help me become better at speaking English. From the moment I wake up to the time I go to bed, I make sure to include English in every little thing I do. In this story, I will take you through my daily routine in full detail, sharing how I balance my personal life, my responsibilities, and my English learning journey. Whether it's morning routines, work, social interactions, or leisure time, I make sure every moment counts. So let's dive into my daily life, where I work hard, have fun, and constantly push myself to grow. The alarm on my phone buzzes at 6:30 a.m. sharp. I groggily reach for it, turning off the annoying sound before stretching my arms above my head. Mornings are a fresh start, a new opportunity to improve myself, and I have trained my mind to be excited about each new day. After getting out of bed, I make my way to the bathroom. Standing in front of the mirror, I brush my teeth while thinking about the words and phrases I learned the previous day. Sometimes I speak to myself in English, practicing simple sentences like, "Today will be a great day," or "I am improving my English every day." It might sound silly, but this little habit helps me start my day with confidence. Once I finish brushing my teeth and washing my face, I head to the kitchen to make breakfast. I live in New York City, in a small but cozy apartment. My best friend, Olivia Bennett, is my roommate. She is a native English speaker, and living with her has been a great help in my language learning journey. Olivia is usually awake by the time I start making breakfast. "Good morning, Emma," she says cheerfully as she walks into the kitchen. "Good morning, Olivia," I reply, making sure to pronounce each word clearly. Speaking English with her every morning helps me build my confidence. For breakfast, I usually have scrambled eggs, toast, and a cup of coffee. While eating, Olivia and I talk about our plans for the day. She helps me with pronunciation whenever I struggle with certain words. After breakfast, I take a quick shower and get ready for work. I work as a receptionist at a small hotel in downtown New York. It's a great job because it allows me to interact with different people every day, which is perfect for practicing English. At 8 a.m., I leave the apartment and head to the subway station. While waiting for the train, I put on my earphones and listen to an English podcast. This is one of my favorite ways to improve my listening skills. The podcast hosts speak at a natural pace, and I try my best to understand every word. The subway ride takes about 30 minutes, and I use this time to read an English book on my phone. Reading helps me learn new vocabulary and understand sentence structures better. When I arrive at the hotel, I greet my colleagues with a bright smile. "Good morning, everyone," I say confidently. My manager, Mr. James Anderson, is always supportive of my learning journey. "Good morning, Emma. How's your English practice going?" he asks. "It's going well, Mr. Anderson. I'm learning new words every day," I reply, feeling proud of my progress. My job as a receptionist involves answering phone calls, assisting guests, and handling reservations. Speaking English all day helps me improve my communication skills. Some guests have different accents, which makes it challenging at times, but I remind myself that understanding different ways of speaking is part of the learning process. During my lunch break, I sit in the staff lounge with my coworker, Daniel Miller. He is a friendly guy who enjoys helping me with my English. "Hey, Emma, how's your day going?" Daniel asks as he takes a bite of his sandwich. It's going good, I start, then quickly correct myself. I mean, it's going well. Daniel smiles. That's right. Going well is grammatically correct. You're getting better. We continue our conversation while eating. Talking with Daniel helps me practice casual English, which is just as important as formal English. After lunch, I get back to work. The afternoon is usually busy, with guests checking in and out. I handle each interaction confidently, using polite and professional English. At 5 p.m., my shift ends, and I take the subway back home. Once I reach my apartment, I change into comfortable clothes and relax for a bit. This is the time when I like to watch an English TV show or movie. Watching native speakers talk naturally helps me improve my pronunciation and understanding of common expressions. Around 7 p.m., Olivia and I have dinner together. We cook simple meals and talk about our day. She often corrects my mistakes gently, and I appreciate her patience. After dinner, I dedicate an hour to studying English more seriously. I go through my notes, practice writing short essays, and sometimes join online speaking practice sessions with other learners. Before bed, I spend a few minutes reflecting on my progress. I write in my journal, noting down new words I learned and any challenges I faced. I remind myself that learning a language takes time and consistency. At 10:30 p.m., I turn off the lights and get into bed. As I close my eyes, I feel proud of myself for another productive day. Each day, I am getting closer to fluency, and that thought makes me excited for tomorrow. The next day unfolds with the same gentle promise of progress and possibility. As the soft glow of early morning streams through the window, I awaken with the lingering determination of a new beginning. My mind, still alight with thoughts of the previous day's small victories and lessons learned, is eager to embrace another opportunity to improve my English and deepen my understanding of the world around me. After a few minutes of quiet reflection in bed, I reach for my journal, my constant companion in this journey. I write down my dreams from the night and a few sentences in English, trying to capture the emotions and images that drifted through my mind. This small habit has become an integral part of my daily routine, a way to set the tone for the day ahead and to remind myself that every moment, every thought, is an opportunity to learn. I slip into my favorite pair of comfortable jeans and a soft sweater before heading into the kitchen. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee fills the room as I prepare my usual breakfast. Olivia Bennett, ever the early riser and my supportive roommate, has already laid out the table. "Good morning, Emma," she greets warmly, and I can hear the genuine pride in her voice as I reply, "Good morning, Olivia. I'm ready for another day of learning and living." Our conversation flows naturally, a blend of casual chit-chat and subtle corrections that polish my English with each exchange. Today, I decide to try something a little different with my breakfast routine. Inspired by a cooking show in English that I watched the night before, I attempt a new recipe: avocado toast sprinkled with a pinch of salt, pepper, and a dash of lemon juice. While preparing my meal, I recall the names of ingredients and steps in English, repeating each term to ensure I pronounce them correctly. This culinary experiment not only nourishes my body, but also challenges my language skills in a practical and enjoyable way. After breakfast, it's time to leave for work. I step out of my apartment, locking the door behind me with a sense of anticipation. The city is already bustling with life. The streets of New York are alive with the steady hum of traffic, pedestrians, and the diverse melodies of street performers. As I walk toward the subway station, I find that each step is a chance to observe, to listen, and to learn. I catch snippets of conversations in English, each accent and phrase a lesson in culture and communication. During my subway ride, I dive into a new English novel that I picked up from a local bookstore. The narrative, rich with vivid descriptions and complex characters, challenges me to expand my vocabulary and grasp of idiomatic expressions. I pause occasionally to underline unfamiliar words, promising myself to look them up later. The train sways gently, and the rhythmic motion becomes a backdrop for my focused reading, a moving classroom that never ceases to offer new perspectives. Upon arriving at the hotel, I greet my colleagues with renewed enthusiasm. Mr. James Anderson, the ever-encouraging manager, greets me with a friendly nod. "Good morning, Emma. I hope your journey through the subway was as enlightening as it was efficient," he jokes, and I laugh, replying in carefully practiced English. My interactions with coworkers like Daniel Miller, who always offers gentle linguistic corrections, remind me that every conversation is a stepping stone toward fluency. Even the briefest exchanges become practice sessions that contribute to my growth. The day at work is filled with a series of interactions that challenge me to think on my feet. I answer phone calls, assist guests with their inquiries, and manage reservations, all the while switching between formal and informal registers of English. Each guest presents a unique opportunity. Sometimes their accents puzzle me, but I take it as a learning moment, listening intently to the cadence and rhythm of their speech. I remind myself that diversity in language is a reflection of the rich tapestry of life, and every interaction is a window into a different perspective. During a particularly busy moment, I notice a guest struggling to articulate his needs. Sensing his frustration, I speak slowly and kindly, asking, "May I help you find what you're looking for?" My patient tone and clear pronunciation ease the tension, and soon he is smiling and nodding in relief. Moments like these reinforce my belief that communication is more than just words. It's about empathy, clarity, and connection. Lunch arrives as a welcome break from the hectic pace of the morning. I join Daniel in the staff lounge, and we settle into a corner booth where the ambiance is calm and inviting. As we unwrap our sandwiches and salads, our conversation turns to the challenges and joys of language learning. Daniel shares amusing anecdotes from his own college days, where mispronunciations led to unexpected misunderstandings. I laugh, picturing myself in a similar situation, and feel reassured that every mistake is merely a step toward mastery. With each corrected sentence, my confidence grows, and I make a mental note to practice those tricky words later. The afternoon brings a series of responsibilities that require a delicate balance between efficiency and attentiveness. When a guest unexpectedly requests assistance with his luggage, I step forward with a smile and offer, "I would be happy to help you." In that moment, the simple act of offering assistance transforms into a lesson in humility and kindness, two values that are just as important as learning grammar and vocabulary. I find that my daily routine is not solely about language acquisition, but also about cultivating a compassionate outlook on life. After a long, fulfilling day at the hotel, I board the subway home, reflecting on the small victories and occasional missteps of the day. The journey back is a mirror of my morning commute, a time to relax and absorb the subtleties of the city's sounds and voices. On this ride, I decide to switch my routine by listening to an audiobook instead of my usual podcast. The narrator's deep, resonant voice narrates tales of historical adventures and timeless romance, and I find myself mesmerized by the richness of the language. Each new expression becomes a treasure, a piece of the puzzle that is my linguistic growth. Returning to my apartment, the familiar warmth of home greets me. Olivia is already in the living room, her eyes focused on a novel of her own, yet she looks up with a welcoming smile as I enter. We share a few words in English, discussing our day's experiences and the nuances of our respective challenges. Dinner is a relaxed affair, simple, nutritious, and filled with light conversation. Tonight, we prepare a hearty vegetable soup, a recipe that has been passed down through Olivia's family. As we chop vegetables and stir the bubbling pot, our conversation drifts from recipes to idioms, from everyday observations to deeper reflections on the nature of language and communication. After dinner, I set aside a dedicated hour for more intensive study. I spread out my textbooks, notes, and vocabulary lists on the dining table, transforming it into my personal language workshop. I write a series of short essays on topics ranging from my daily experiences to reflections on the cultural diversity of New York. With each sentence, I challenge myself to incorporate new words and phrases, pushing the boundaries of my comfort zone. Sometimes I record myself speaking, then listen back to catch any mispronunciations or grammatical hiccups. It's a solitary yet deeply rewarding process, one that brings me closer to understanding the intricacies of English. During one of these study sessions, I decide to video call my friend Sarah, who has been learning French for several years. We exchange tips and encouragement, discussing the similarities and differences between our language learning journeys. Sarah's insights into the importance of consistent practice and immersion inspire me, and I jot down a few ideas to try out in the coming days. Our conversation drifts naturally from language to personal interests, our favorite books, movies, and even travel experiences. These moments of shared passion remind me that language is a bridge connecting diverse cultures and experiences. As the night deepens, I return to the quiet solitude of my journal. I reflect on the day, the little moments of triumph, and the occasional missteps that taught me something new. I write about the kind guest whose gratitude had brightened my day, the insightful conversation with Daniel that clarified a tricky grammatical rule, and even the quiet moments of reading and self-study that are the backbone of my progress. Each word written in my journal is a testament to my commitment, a record of my journey toward fluency in English. Before finally drifting off to sleep, I spend a few moments visualizing my dreams and aspirations. I imagine myself confidently engaging in conversations with native speakers, perhaps even presenting in front of an audience or traveling the world without language barriers. These dreams, vivid and compelling, fuel my determination to continue learning. I know that every day is a building block, a necessary step toward a future where language is no longer a barrier, but a bridge to endless possibilities. On weekends, the routine takes on a slightly different rhythm. I often explore the city, visiting museums, parks, and cultural events where I can immerse myself in both art and language. One Saturday, I decide to attend a community workshop on public speaking, hosted at a local cultural center. The room is filled with people from various backgrounds, each with their own story to tell. I introduce myself. Hello, my name is Emma Carter, and I'm here to improve my English. And the room responds with warm smiles and encouraging nods. This experience not only boosts my confidence, but also broadens my perspective on the myriad ways in which language connects people. In the midst of the workshop, I meet Mr. Robert Hughes, an eloquent speaker with a calm demeanor who shares his insights on effective communication. His advice on using pauses for emphasis and the importance of listening attentively resonates with me. I take copious notes, determined to incorporate these techniques into my own conversations. After the session, I engage in small group discussions, applying what I've learned in real time. These interactions, though challenging at times, are invigorating, filling me with a sense of purpose and possibility. Later that day, I visit a quaint little cafe that has become my favorite spot for relaxation and reflection. Over a cup of herbal tea, I pull out my notebook and jot down observations about the lively conversations around me. The clatter of cups, the murmur of voices, and the gentle music in the background create a symphony of everyday life. A perfect environment to practice listening skills and to absorb the natural rhythm of English conversation. I strike up a conversation with the cafe owner, Ms. Lydia Franklin, who shares interesting stories about the history of the neighborhood. Our dialogue is slow and measured, each word chosen carefully to ensure clarity. These moments reinforce that language is a living, evolving entity, one that thrives in every interaction, no matter how small. Evenings on weekends are reserved for creative pursuits. Sometimes I attend local art exhibits or poetry readings, events that celebrate the beauty of expression in all its forms. At a recent poetry night, I listened intently as a young poet recited a piece about the struggles and triumphs of daily life. His words, raw and honest, stirred something within me. Inspired, I later scribbled a few lines of my own, verses that attempted to capture the essence of my journey, the highs and lows of each day, and the unyielding hope that carries me forward. As the night grows quiet and the city settles into a gentle slumber, I return home with a heart full of gratitude. I review the events of the day, the people I've met, the lessons I've learned, and the challenges I've overcome. Each day is a mosaic of experiences, a collection of moments that shape who I am and who I aspire to become. My journey of learning English is not a solitary endeavor. It is interwoven with the lives of those around me, a shared adventure that connects me to the broader tapestry of humanity. Lying in bed, I close my eyes and feel the steady rhythm of my heartbeat, a reminder of the life that pulses through every moment. I am Emma Carter, a woman dedicated to growth, to learning, and to the endless possibilities that each day brings. Whether it's through a simple conversation, a challenging task at work, or a quiet moment of reflection, I continue to build my understanding of English, one word at a time. And as I drift off into sleep, I know that tomorrow is another chance to dream, to learn, and to live fully in a language that is becoming more and more a part of me. In these quiet moments before sleep, I think of the faces I encountered throughout the day, the encouraging smiles of my colleagues, the gentle corrections from Olivia, the wise words of Mr. Hughes, and even the friendly nods of strangers on the street. Every interaction is a testament to the beauty of human connection, a reminder that language is not just about words, but about the emotions, cultures, and stories that each person carries with them. My daily routine, rich in detail and filled with continuous learning, is a constant journey of self-improvement and discovery. Every morning, as the sun rises and the city awakens, I step into a world brimming with opportunities. Whether it is the quiet solitude of self-study, the dynamic interactions at work, or the vibrant pulse of the community on weekends, every experience adds a new layer to my understanding and mastery of English. And so, as another day comes to an end, I rest with the satisfaction of having taken meaningful steps on my path, with the promise of more challenges and victories awaiting me on the morrow. My journey is ongoing, a testament to the idea that every day is a canvas on which I paint my aspirations, my learnings, and my dreams. I am Emma Carter, a determined learner, living my daily routine in the United States with heart, passion, and the unyielding desire to grow. The narrative of my days continues to unfold, an endless cycle of moments that, together, form the story of my life. With each sunrise, I'm reminded that every new day is a blank page, ready to be filled with experiences, lessons, and the beautiful intricacies of language. My routine is more than just a schedule. It is a living, breathing expression of who I am, a reflection of the dedication I have for mastering English and embracing every opportunity to connect with the world around me. As I awaken the next morning, the familiar cadence of my routine fills my thoughts. Today feels a bit different. A hint of anticipation laces the air as if the day itself holds a secret waiting to be discovered. I rise slowly, feeling the soft morning light cast delicate shadows across my bedroom walls, and I take a moment to stretch and welcome the new day with gratitude. I glance at my journal from the night before, where I had scribbled down a few ideas about exploring new ways to blend my passion for learning English with the experiences of daily life. I begin my morning with a quiet meditation by the window. In the stillness of dawn, I find clarity and purpose. I repeat a few affirmations in English, phrases that have become my personal mantra. I embrace every opportunity to learn. My words build bridges, and I am open to the beauty of life. These affirmations not only help center my mind, but also reaffirm my commitment to my language learning journey. The rhythm of my breathing and the gentle hum of the city waking up create a harmonious backdrop to my thoughts. After this moment of introspection, I head to the kitchen to prepare breakfast. Today, I decide to try a new recipe, a hearty bowl of oatmeal topped with fresh berries and a drizzle of honey. As I carefully measure each ingredient, I speak aloud the steps in English. Now, I add the oats to the boiling water, stirring slowly. Olivia is already bustling about in the kitchen, her presence infusing the space with energy. She teases me lightly. "You sound like a cooking show host today, Emma." I laugh and respond in English, enjoying the playful banter that makes even the simplest tasks delightful. Our conversation flows effortlessly, and I'm grateful for her gentle corrections and encouragement that reinforce my growing confidence in speaking. Stepping outside after breakfast, the city greets me with its familiar hum of activity. The crisp air carries the scent of freshly brewed coffee from nearby cafes, and the streets are already alive with commuters and vendors. Today, as I make my way to the subway station, I decide to change my usual route to observe a different part of the city. Each corner, each street sign, becomes a lesson in language and culture, a real-life classroom where I practice identifying new words and phrases. During the subway ride, I continue my habit of reading an English novel. The novel I've chosen today tells the tale of an intrepid traveler exploring the wonders of a far-off land. As I turn each page, I pause to reflect on the vivid imagery and dialogue, jotting down unfamiliar words in a small notebook that I carry with me. This habit of noting down new vocabulary not only enriches my language skills, but also connects me to the broader tapestry of stories and cultures that shape our shared human experience. At the hotel, work begins with its usual burst of activity. Mr. James Anderson greets me warmly at the reception desk, his encouraging smile making the busy morning feel less daunting. "Emma, I heard you're trying a new route today. How was your journey?" he asks with genuine interest. I share a brief account of the diverse scenes I witnessed, carefully choosing my words as I narrate the experience in English. Each interaction, no matter how small, reinforces my belief that language is the thread weaving together the fabric of everyday life. Throughout the morning, the hotel is abuzz with guests arriving for check-in. Among them is a family from England visiting for the first time. Their accents, distinctly different yet charmingly familiar, spark a lively conversation. I assist them with their reservations, explaining the hotel amenities and local attractions. In doing so, I find myself switching seamlessly between formal instructions and warm conversational English. The family expresses their gratitude, and in that exchange, I sense a mutual appreciation for language, a tool that bridges our diverse backgrounds. Lunch comes as a welcomed pause amid the hustle and bustle of work. In the staff lounge, I join Daniel Miller and a few other colleagues. Today, our conversation takes on a more reflective tone. We discuss the small challenges we face in our daily tasks, and I share an amusing anecdote about a recent mix-up in pronunciation that led to unexpected laughter. Daniel, ever the supportive friend, offers a humorous correction that leaves us all smiling. These moments of shared vulnerability and learning are some of the most enriching parts of my day. They remind me that growth often comes from embracing our imperfections. The afternoon is a tapestry of small victories and thoughtful interactions. A guest, noticing my dedication to learning, asks if I could recommend a local bookstore that has a good collection of English literature. I eagerly suggest a charming store I discovered on my earlier commute, describing its cozy atmosphere and well-organized shelves. As I speak, I realize that each recommendation is not merely a list of places to visit. It's an opportunity to share a piece of my evolving identity as an English learner and a passionate explorer of culture. After a particularly engaging conversation with another guest about the beauty of New York's diverse neighborhoods, my shift at the hotel winds down. With a sense of fulfillment, I say goodbye to my colleagues and step back onto the busy streets for my journey home. The subway ride back is quiet, providing me a moment of solitude to reflect on the day's events and the subtle ways in which every interaction contributes to my growth. Back at my apartment, I find Olivia in the living room, seated with her own book. The soft glow of the lamp casts a warm light on her focused expression, and we exchange a few words about our respective days. The evening air is calm, and dinner feels like a gentle ritual rather than a hurried necessity. Together, we prepare a simple yet satisfying meal, a vegetable stir-fry with a medley of colorful ingredients. As we chop, sauté, and stir, our conversation meanders from recipes to recent discoveries in English literature, each sentence a small celebration of our shared commitment to learning. Once dinner is finished, I set up my study area for a deeper dive into English. Tonight, I decide to focus on writing, an aspect of language that challenges me to express thoughts clearly and creatively. I sit down at my desk with my laptop, a stack of notebooks, and a cup of herbal tea. I begin by reviewing the new words and expressions I had noted throughout the day. Slowly, I weave them into a short narrative about a day in the life of a traveler exploring an unfamiliar city. As I write, I am conscious of my grammar, my tone, and the subtle nuances of the language that I am so eager to master. Each sentence is an experiment, a chance to push the boundaries of what I thought possible. During this session, I remind myself of a conversation I once had with Mr. Robert Hughes at that public speaking workshop. His insights about using storytelling as a bridge to connect with people resonate deeply with me. I decide to record a few of my thoughts on voice memos, listening back to catch any mispronunciations or awkward phrasing. This self-review becomes a ritual of its own, a blend of constructive critique and self-compassion that propels me forward. In the quiet moments of the late evening, after I have set aside my studies and prepared for bed, I take one final stroll around my apartment. I light a few scented candles and open the window to let in the cool night air. The city outside, with its gentle hum and distant lights, feels like a silent companion to my dreams. I reflect on the day, a mosaic of learning, laughter, challenges, and triumphs, and I write a few lines in my journal, capturing the essence of the day in raw, unfiltered English. These reflections are not just a record of events, they are a celebration of each step I take toward fluency and self-discovery. As I lie in bed, the soft rhythm of my heartbeat provides a steady lullaby, and I find comfort in knowing that every day, no matter how ordinary it may seem, is filled with opportunities to learn, grow, and connect. I am Emma Carter, a woman whose journey is defined not by perfection, but by persistence, curiosity, and the endless pursuit of knowledge. My daily routine is a living narrative, a detailed tapestry that weaves together the threads of work, learning, relationships, and the simple beauty of everyday life. The night deepens, and I drift into sleep with visions of tomorrow's potential dancing in my mind. I dream of new conversations, of chance encounters that will teach me something unexpected, and of the ongoing adventure of becoming more proficient in English. Each dream, each aspiration. As the weeks pass, my life settles into a rhythmic balance of routine and spontaneous adventure. Every morning, I awaken with the gentle hum of possibility. The first light of dawn paints my bedroom in soft hues, and I rise with a sense of purpose. I open my journal to greet the day with a few thoughtful lines, each sentence a testament to my growing understanding of English and my determination to express my inner world with clarity. I write about the dreams I had, the memories that linger from nights filled with both vivid imagination and quiet reflection. This daily ritual of writing is more than practice. It's a conversation with my future self, a record of the subtle progress that might otherwise be overlooked. After these reflective moments, I head into the kitchen. Today, like every day, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and warm toast fills the air. Olivia Bennett, my ever-supportive roommate, is already bustling about. Her presence is a constant reminder of the power of friendship and the simple joy of sharing everyday life. Over breakfast, our conversation weaves effortlessly from casual greetings to discussions about the nuances of idiomatic expressions. Olivia often introduces me to new words or phrases that she picked up from her own experiences in the world of literature and journalism. Today, she mentions an idiom I hadn't encountered before: to hit the ground running. I repeat it several times, the phrase rolling off my tongue as I imagine it painting the perfect picture of starting something with energy and focus. Stepping out into the brisk morning, I make my way to the subway station. The city of New York is a living collage of sound and motion. On the train, I find a quiet corner to delve into the pages of an English novel that has recently captivated my imagination. The narrative unfolds like a cinematic experience in my mind, and as I read, I find myself pausing at sentences that describe the urban landscape with breathtaking detail. Each new word I encounter is carefully noted in my ever-growing vocabulary notebook, a small leather-bound book that I treasure dearly. This habit of constant learning transforms even the most routine commute into an opportunity for intellectual growth. At work, the hotel is alive with the day's energy. Mr. James Anderson greets me with his customary warmth as he passes by the reception desk. Today, his words spark a new idea. "Emma," he says with a smile, "have you ever thought about sharing your experiences with our guests? Maybe a little newsletter about local events, or even some language tips?" His suggestion ignites a spark of creativity in me. I spend part of my break jotting down ideas on how to weave my daily observations and language learning adventures into something that could both entertain and inform the hotel's guests. The thought of connecting with people through my words fills me with a sense of possibility, a promise that my efforts are not just for personal growth, but can also serve a wider community. Throughout the morning, I find that every conversation at the front desk is a chance to test my newly acquired phrases. A guest from England compliments the efficiency of the service, and I respond with a practiced blend of politeness and genuine warmth. Thank you very much for your kind words, I say, mindful of every syllable. Each interaction is a small victory, a building block that adds to my confidence and linguistic finesse. Daniel Miller, my colleague and friend, often joins in these exchanges, offering light-hearted corrections that make the learning process feel both fun and collaborative. Lunch provides a welcome interlude in the day. In the staff lounge, amidst the clatter of cutlery and the soft hum of background chatter, we discuss our weekend plans and share stories from our past. Today, I recount an amusing mix-up I had while ordering food at a local diner. A minor mispronunciation that turned a simple order into a humorous misunderstanding. The laughter that follows these stories is both cathartic and affirming. It reminds me that mistakes are not setbacks, but stepping stones on the path to mastery. Daniel nods in agreement and recounts his own anecdote about misinterpreting a menu in a foreign language, turning the incident into a moment of shared humor and learning. The afternoon unfolds with a series of tasks that demand both precision and empathy. I assist a guest who appears slightly confused by the layout of the hotel. I explain the location of the amenities in clear, measured English, carefully choosing my words to ensure that every detail is understood. As I guide him, I find that my explanation becomes a micro-lesson, one where I blend practical information with subtle language practice. His gratitude, expressed in a simple "Thank you, Emma," fills me with a warm sense of accomplishment, affirming that language is a bridge connecting hearts, transcending differences in culture and background. When my shift finally ends, the subway ride back home becomes a quiet time for introspection. The city outside, a sprawling tapestry of light and sound, offers endless inspiration. I switch from my usual reading material to an audiobook, a stirring narrative that explores themes of resilience and adventure. The narrator's eloquent delivery of English, replete with nuanced intonations and pauses for dramatic effect, captivates my attention. I make mental notes of the expressions that capture the essence of the story, eager to incorporate them into my own growing vocabulary. Upon arriving at our cozy apartment, I'm greeted by the familiar comfort of home. Olivia is already curled up on the couch with a book, her eyes scanning the pages with quiet concentration. We exchange greetings, our voices mingling softly in the shared space. Dinner is a tranquil affair, a simple yet nourishing meal prepared with care. Tonight, we make a stir-fry with a colorful assortment of vegetables, the sizzling sound in the pan echoing the warmth of our conversation. As we cook, we talk about our day, our hopes for tomorrow, and even discuss a new English word that Olivia discovered in her reading: serendipity. I find the word fascinating, its meaning resonating with my own experiences of unexpected, joyful discoveries throughout my journey. After dinner, the quiet hour of study resumes. I arrange my textbooks, flashcards, and notebooks on the dining table, a temporary haven of learning and exploration. Tonight, I choose to focus on creative writing. I challenge myself to compose a short narrative that encapsulates the spirit of my day. The early morning reflections, the dynamic conversations at work, the fleeting yet profound moments of understanding during my commute, and the gentle solace of home. I let the words flow, unburdened by the fear of mistakes, for I know that every sentence I construct is a testament to my growth. The process is both meditative and exhilarating, a reminder that language is not merely a tool for communication, but a canvas for self-expression. In the quiet solitude of the night, I switch my attention to listening practice. I record a few sentences about the day's experiences, then play them back to scrutinize my pronunciation. The gentle cadence of my voice is a reminder of the progress I have made. Each correction is a tiny breakthrough, and with every repetition, I feel more confident in my ability to communicate effectively. My study session stretches into the early hours of the night until the gentle pull of sleep beckons me into a world of dreams where the day's lessons merge with the possibilities of tomorrow. As I lay in bed, the city's distant hum acts as a lullaby, a soothing reminder of the vibrant life that pulses beyond my window. I reflect on the myriad interactions of the day, from the encouraging smiles of colleagues and the heartfelt thanks of guests, to the playful banter with Olivia and the quiet, solitary moments of self-discovery. Every conversation, every thoughtful exchange is a brushstroke in the evolving portrait of my life as an English learner in the United States. I am Emma Carter, a woman on a continuous journey of self-improvement and cultural connection, where every day is a carefully woven tapestry of effort, discovery, and heartfelt interaction. In these moments of quiet reflection, I remind myself of the beauty of imperfection. The small missteps, the unintentional pauses, and even the stumbles in pronunciation are all part of the grand narrative of growth. I cherish them, for they are the milestones marking my progress along a path that is as rewarding as it is challenging. My dreams of fluency, of confidently engaging in conversations that span diverse topics and emotions, feel ever more within reach with each passing day. In the following weeks, the rhythm of my routine begins to incorporate even more elements of exploration and community involvement. I decide to join a local language exchange group that meets every Saturday at a quaint community center. The group is a mosaic of individuals from various backgrounds, all united by a shared passion for language and connection. At these gatherings, I not only practice my English, but also share stories about my experiences, my challenges, and the little triumphs that make each day special. It is in these circles of shared enthusiasm that I meet Mr. Robert Hughes once again, a charismatic speaker whose insights about public communication inspire me to push my boundaries further. His advice on using vivid imagery and storytelling to captivate an audience lingers in my mind long after our discussions. One memorable Saturday, I attend a session focused on storytelling techniques. The room is filled with aspiring speakers, each of us eager to learn and share our narratives. I step forward with a mix of nervousness and excitement, introducing myself in English with a calm, steady voice. Hello, my name is Emma Carter, and I believe every day tells a story, I say, my words resonating in the quiet space. The room responds with warm applause and encouraging nods, each reaction fueling my desire to improve further. As the workshop progresses, I engage in a series of exercises that challenge me to articulate my thoughts more clearly and dynamically. We practice describing emotions, recounting experiences, and even debating ideas in English. Each exercise is a treasure trove of lessons, both linguistic and personal. The language exchange meetings also introduce me to people who share diverse stories about their own journeys of learning and cultural integration. I listen intently to a gentleman from Spain who recounts his experiences of adapting to life in the United States, and I share my own challenges of grappling with idioms and colloquialisms that are so uniquely American. Through these interactions, I learn that language is a living entity, constantly evolving with every new encounter and experience. It is not just a set of rules and vocabulary, but a vibrant tapestry that reflects the collective spirit of the people who speak it. After the group sessions, I often find myself inspired to explore the city further. New York City, with its endless neighborhoods and hidden gems, becomes an extended classroom for language and culture. I wander through eclectic districts, visiting art galleries, small bookstores, and local cafes where the scent of roasted coffee mingles with the soft murmur of conversation. In one such cafe, I strike up a conversation with Ms. Lydia Franklin, a friendly owner who shares fascinating stories about the neighborhood's history. Her narrative, peppered with local slang and historical references, challenges me to expand my understanding of English in a cultural context. I leave the conversation with new phrases in my vocabulary notebook and a deeper appreciation for the way language captures the essence of a community. Evenings take on a magical quality as the city lights shimmer and the bustle of the day gradually subsides. Back at home, Olivia and I often wind down by watching English language films that not only entertain, but also expose me to different accents and dialects. We pause the movie occasionally to discuss the dialogue, exploring the subtleties of humor and emotion conveyed in each scene. These discussions sometimes lead to passionate debates about favorite lines or the cultural significance behind certain expressions. In these quiet hours, I feel a deep connection to the language, a realization that every word, every nuance, has the power to evoke emotion, create imagery, and build bridges between people. My journey of learning is intertwined with every aspect of my daily routine. It is in the laughter shared over breakfast, the encouraging words at work, the creative spark during study sessions, and the rich conversations during community gatherings. Each day is a continuous unfolding of opportunities, a mosaic of moments that collectively define who I am. I am Emma Carter, a determined learner navigating the complexities of language and culture, finding beauty in every interaction and inspiration in every experience. Late at night, as I revisit my journal, I record not just the events of the day, but also the emotions and reflections that accompany them. I write about the satisfaction of mastering a difficult phrase, the joy of a genuine conversation with a stranger, and the subtle challenges that remind me how far I have yet to go. The act of writing becomes both an archive of my progress and a mirror reflecting the inner evolution that accompanies the mastery of a new language. I also begin to experiment with creative writing, crafting short stories that blend my personal experiences with imaginative narratives. In these stories, I create characters who embark on adventures, explore hidden corners of the city, and overcome obstacles with courage and wit. Through this creative outlet, I learn to play with words, to manipulate language in ways that are both artistic and meaningful. It is a liberating process that transforms my daily routine into a canvas of endless possibility. Sometimes, I even venture outside the boundaries of my comfort zone to engage in spontaneous conversations with strangers. Whether it's a friendly chat with a street vendor about the weather or a thoughtful discussion with a fellow commuter about their favorite local restaurant, these interactions add an unpredictable yet enriching dimension to my daily life. Each conversation is a lesson, a moment of connection that reinforces the idea that language is the key to understanding one another, transcending differences, and weaving a shared human tapestry.